Hi there, I have a configurations card and I'm going to show you something you can do with your frames too that you might not have thought about. So we'll introduce the dies and products we'll use for this card. I'm going to be using the Amazing Sentiments Clear Stamp Set. I'm cutting out that sentiment with the Zoe die from our frames and tags. The Ornate frame Just Because is what I'll be using to do my crisscross frame. And the configurations here, this swirly lace edger, we'll just be adding a little bit of detail to the background of the card using this. So I'm going to do a little cutting first. We're going to bring in our edger piece from the set. So you've got a corner and an edger here. I'm using some milk card. We'll set that up on our cutting plate with a little bit of tape. Pop that like that. Give it a quick cut. This one has some nice detail, so I think I'll do a little bit of embossing with it as well. Move that over to my embossing mat. There we go. Looks like most of my bits have come out already. Clean that up and remove our tape. There we go. And just a couple little pieces that will pop out of place here. See how pretty that is? And you've got some beautiful emboss that comes up through that too. Now, I've already done a little bit of assembly here ahead of time. So I've cut the 4 corners and put them into place. So now it's just a matter of lining up these inner pieces here in between them. So I'll use a little bit of spray glue for that. Just spray the back of these. Let's get that adhered. I have another one I've done. Okay, and we'll just center those right between those corners like that, just slightly overlapping the edges. Pop this one into place like that. There we go. Give that a second and that should dry nice and clear. Okay, so next we're going to move forward to our frame. So I have taken, and I'll show you what I've done ahead of time here. I've done the frame with the milk card using the inner decorative insert with the outer edge. And then I've just cut a backing piece using just the outer piece. So what I'm going to do is spray glue the back of this one and then we'll put it together. A little bit on that corner, there we go. And line these two up. Get them nice in shape. Oop, let's tell you what, let's pick that up and hold it. It's easier. There we go. Get them nice and straight. Okay, so now I've got the little bit of the blue showing through, but what I want is to cut that into a frame. So I'm going to go back with the insert piece, or the inside cutting edge there. Bring my plates back over, and we will cut this one out. If you do it this way, then it'll cut out really nice and cleanly, so you won't have to worry about putting them together. So I always recommend doing your top and your bottom piece, or cutting the frame out of the top piece and then reinserting that center section to cut out the mat once it's been glued together. Either method works absolutely great. Okay. Now let's peel this off carefully. Okay, pop that back on. So now I've got 4 of these I've done ahead of time. So what I'm going to do is kind of weave them together. So I have found that if you just take and pop one of these through like that, okay, then you can take the next one, pop this one through that direction, all right? And then you can take the last one and sort of pop it right over the edge of these two. Get them in place here. So you have what looks like a really pretty woven feature for your card. So now you would have to turn it over like this, get them all squared up, which will take just a little bit of work, like that. My fingers are a tiny bit sticky. And you can go in with little pieces of tape and just cut some slips and pop them down so it holds them nice and straight. Make sure that stays level, and you can pop one there over the top. A couple more here. We'll just do some little bits. And one for here, one for here. So you can get it nice and straight and hold it in place with that, and then add some bits of mounting foam to it. So I've got one I've already done, just like that, and we're going to raise that up. A little bit of mounting foam on the back and just gone straight across, and that'll actually even help hold it into place. And we can bring back our center piece here, and I've decided just to put a little extra bit in the middle here of it. So I'm going to pop that onto a mat of milk and blue card, and then we'll put this into the center. So it'll be nice and focal that way. Center that right about like that. That looks good. So now all I need to do is add my sentiment. And I've gone ahead and stamped that. I've used the Zoe oval from the middle of this die frame, just right there, to cut that out with. And I've done just a little bit of inking around the edge to bring it into place. Some mounting foam, and we'll pop that right into the center of that. So you can see it really does make a very, very pretty feature for your sentiment with that. And it's another way to use your frames rather than just to frame something. Don't forget about things you can do other than just the really obvious ones too.